Hi there. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the immune system before I start doing our yoga practice. And our yoga practice will be about limbering and actually moving the immune system anyway through the lymphatic system. I'd like to share with you some things that can help improve the immune system. So our lymphatic system is under the skin, and by moving around, the lymphatic system is moving around and able to work properly. We can even use things like this, which is it's called a hammer, and stimulate the lymphatic system. It's also very relaxing and also good for releasing muscles. The hammer. Those of you who've done my classes have used those before. Self-massage. We can drain the lymphatic system by massaging ourselves. We can also get specific massages with a massage therapist for lymphatic drainage. But in yoga we do it by turning ourselves upside down a lot. So I've got, apart from the regular yoga poses, I've got a headstand inverter. Your head goes in there. The shoulders rest on the padding. And here I am upside down, improving my immune system. I used to have an inverter table, but it took too much room up, and I don't like to put too much pressure on my neck for long periods of time. So the headstander is a great tool for that. I just bought this online for about $80. The other things that I do for my immune system is I make sure I get really good quality sleep. In bed, I sleep no later than 10, because between 10 and 2, the immune system is clearing out the brain and helping all that. And then between 2 and 6, there's a lot more detoxing and cleaning and repairing going on. And so if we miss any of those 8 hours, we're actually missing out on some of the replenishing and healing and detoxing that the body does. The other thing is to learn to relax. And so we're doing a nice relaxation at the end of this class today, because being relaxed is very good for the immune system. I also use some products apart from eating really healthy food. So I eat fresh food, mostly vegetables and fresh fruit in season, and not too much fruit because it is high in sugar. Oranges and lemons are abundant at the moment, and God knew what he was doing because they're fabulous for the winter colds and treating and preventing. I also love olive leaf extract, so I'll often take that, especially if I'm feeling a bit run down or if there's a lot of germs around me. Olive leaf extract is great for the immune system. I always take vitamin C right throughout winter, even if I'm well. And then if I feel a little bit like something's happening, I up the dose to mega doses. Zinc right through winter as well. And also if you have a tendency to dried lips, zinc might be what you need. And sometimes if your fingernails aren't good, a lot of people need zinc. I also take magnesium as well at night time. Vitamin D3 is so important for the immune system. I'm actually taking 10,000 milligrams a day because when I did my DNA test, I found out I don't absorb it, which is probably why my bones are getting weaker. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these regular doses of vitamin D are going to help all that. I take reishi mushroom. If you look up reishi mushroom, I encapsulate my own. It can be expensive, but I buy it in the powder form from a company called Austral Herbs, and then I encapsulate it myself. I also take MSM. I used to take MSM for arthritis. I don't have arthritis anymore, but when I look up the benefits of MSM, it's a form of sulfate, really good for us. And also ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a herb that's an adaptogenic herb, which means it's very good to taken regularly. It helps your body become naturally adaptable to all kinds of stresses, physical as well as emotional stresses. And it's also very good for the immune system because managing stress is always good for the immune system. All right, let's begin the class. So I'm going to begin, too bad if you can't see my head, I'm going to begin by limbering. So this is limbering. It's different to stretching. So limbering moves the lymphatic system. It also does stretch the muscles. And when I was studying yoga therapy with, forgot his name, he's a physiotherapist, and he would teach us that the body heals better if you actually move the joints that are having problems, moving them wisely, of course. getting blood flow. The blood flow helps the healing. So you can do lots of those, and then going up and back. And I'll say this again, and I say it in most of my videos, these are things we can do every day to keep the body healthy. Do it while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. And keep the feet planted and take the shoulders as far back as you can. Turn your head to look back as well. Good. And things like shaking. Because I'm doing so much crocheting at the moment, do you want to see my socks? Ooh, I'm crocheting bed socks for everybody. It's yeah, really good to keep undoing the tightening that happens. And you know, by moving around like this, you'll see where you're limited. If anything I'm doing is hard for you, then that means it needs help, because I'm not superhuman. This should be fairly comfortable for most of you. If it's not, you know you need to do it more often. All right, really good for your shoulders. I'll sit down so you can see me a bit better. Doing an arch, a line across, turn the palm up, flick back like a E. And take in all the shoulder girdle. Think about big movements. Go as far back as you can, high as you can, as far as across as you can. Big movements. I've had a lot of students tell me they have really benefit by moving their arms this way. Chronic shoulder problems improving. All right, so you do a few that way, and then you go the other way. Across, then the arch. Going all the way back, across, then the arch. Couple more. It's good to, you know, pause the video and do more of these. Let's do the other arm. A big arch. Take it as far back as you can. Turn the palm up. Yeah. Arch. Across. Down. Up the back. Yeah, and I can definitely feel a difference in this right arm, which has been doing all my crocheting. Good. The problem is during lockdown, I've got so much energy that at the end of the day, when it's time to sit down and relax with Louie watching a movie or something, I still got too much energy, so I start crocheting. And then taking the hands across and then round. I love it that as I get older, I still got so much energy, and I wish the same for you. But it's a lifestyle choice. Eating the right food, getting the right rest, and finding lots of interests that keep you motivated and give you a purpose in life. Okay, interlock the fingers, push the hands up and reaching up. So you can do this standing up, and again, interlock the fingers, pushing, reaching up, and coming to the side and the other side. Let's do a few. Good. And grab the right wrist with your left hand, or I'll do the other. Use your right hand to grab the left wrist and pull, lean forward and pull, stretching all this fascia here. And just actively pulling. Pull your shoulder forward, so we're moving. So a lot of yoga doesn't move like this, but we're limbering today. Limbering. Good, and the other side. Pull it to the side and lean forward and pull, thinking about all that fascia. Now you'll be feeling it in the shoulder or the arm if that's where you're tight. Otherwise, if you're not tight there, you'll be feeling it down here. So you'll feel it in your first tight spot. Good, excellent. All right, coming up to stand. This is from Tai Chi, this sequence. But again, we're talking about limbering and keeping things moving. Circles around with your ankles. Now you might need to lean on something, that's fine. But as your core stability improves, you'll be able to stand without falling. And circles going around the ankle. So if your balance is not good, it could be your brain, it could be your core, it could be you're not strong in the legs. Either way, it's something we need to work on. Keep the thigh nice and still, circles with your knees. And the other way. And keep the thighs, hips still, circle with your hips. So your shoulders and your hips aren't moving, just the hip joints moving here. Going one way and then another. So this is our balancing pose today. Alright, let's try the other leg. Keep the thigh in line with the hip, knee in line with the hip, circles with your ankles. Soften the leg you're standing on. You don't want to be standing in our knee joint. Circles going the other way. Good, circle with your knee. And the other way. So normally I would do this longer, but I don't want to make these videos too long. Keep your hips and your shoulders still as you just rotate through the joint. And the other way. Big circles. If I were you and this was hard, I would pause the video and practice for a while. Don't just skip the things that you find a bit difficult. Keep the knees together, ankles together, big circles with the knees. Circles going the other way. Let's go the other way again. And the other way back again. Excellent. All right, we're just going to do sun salute A today. So coming to the front of the mat, feet hip width apart, palms together. And open the collarbone, draw the shoulder blades down. And share the weight evenly in the front and the back of your feet. Just take a moment to notice knees are soft. Lifting up the chest, draw the shoulder blades back and down. And find the breath in and out through the nose. And take a long time to breathe out as you just calm the nervous system for a moment. Right, in through the nose, reaching up. Breathe in. Bend the knees, fold forward. Belly onto the thigh. Flop the head down, bring the chin to chest. Just warm up the hamstrings, straighten one leg a bit, then the other. See if you can suck the belly up under your ribs so that it's like the lower rib cage is touching your thighs. Good, lengthen the back, look forward, shoulder blades back and down. A big step back with the right foot, lift the chest. Push in the back heel to straighten the back leg. The knee should be above the ankle. Check that. Spread the fingers wide, downward dog. Soften the knees, push into the hands and get the belly close to the thighs, chin to chest. Tailbone nice and high. Bring the shoulders forward to plank. Step your feet back if you need to. Your shoulders should be above the wrist. Up dog. Downward dog. Keep those knees soft. You can only straighten your legs in downward dog if you can still keep your shoulders nice and stretched. A big step forward with the left leg and the right, and strong legs as you come up again. Take the palms together, arching in the upper back, a bit of a back bend. Bend the knees, fall forward. Lengthen the back, look forward, shoulder blades back and down. Step the left leg back to a lunge, lift the chest. Straighten that back leg. Spread the fingers wide, step back to downward dog. Forward to plank. Up dog. Downward dog. Big step forward with the right foot. Get that ankle underneath the knee. Left leg forward. Strong legs. Reaching. Just a couple more things now to help us stimulate that lymphatic system. So already if you're getting a little bit warm, you've stimulated the lymphatic system, but we really need to do upside down stuff as well. So things like this. You know, I remember reading the Reader's Digest once in the olden days, probably 30 years ago, and the article said, what should you do if you get cancer? And the first word in that paragraph said everything. They told you to lie down and be like a dead cockroach, do it. So this is one of those things that stimulates the lymphatic system. And it's weird, but it's not as weird as some of the other treatments that we get for illnesses. Alright, also things like this, massaging the spine, coming up to sit. Really good for the spine. Moving the fluids in the body around, freshening things up. The body has amazing capacities to heal, given the right resources. And sometimes people spend more money on keeping their car nice and clean and healthy rather than they do on their own body. So this is the kind of thing you can do. Now, if you're a bit stronger, try this version, otherwise you can rock a bit more. This version goes shoulder stand, plow pose, curl forward, touch your toes. Shoulder stand, plow pose, curl the spine down, touch your toes. See if you can do a couple more, otherwise you can do the rolling. One more. Excellent. All right, I'd like us to do shoulder stand today because it's an inversion. It also helps drain the lungs. So if you've got any fluid on your chest, you might come up coughing, which is a good thing. So shoulder stand is very good for that. And again, I said look up the benefits of yoga inversions. Headstands and inversion, shoulder stands and inversion, and a few other ones. So shoulder stand, you might need a wall. Some people need a wall to put their feet on and push into the wall to help you get your bottom up until your abs get strong enough. So shoulder stand with your feet up here above your hips is harder. That's a full shoulder stand. And a lot of people will do their feet further back. That makes it a bit easier. Now either way, start like this. Your knees are not soft. So even if you've got tight hamstrings, you might not be able to bend, straighten them. But push in as if you're standing on the ceiling and spread your toes. You can do it flexed feet or pointed. It's good to do both. And it's ideally your hands are in your sacrum and not pushing too much on the thumb. Stay there if you can for a while, and some of you who've done yoga more often, you can do some variations, wide legs, but don't do your wide legs down here. Bring your legs as high as you can, chin to chest, don't look around, wide legs. You can do it feet together, knees push back. You can do tree pose, and you can do half plow. So staying upside down for a while. You can also start working on having your hands down or over your head. So these are more advanced variations. Or taking your arms up. Coming into plow pose, feet behind your head and slowly curling down. Might be best to watch that a couple of times before, if you've never done it before, so that you're not turning your head the whole time trying to see what I'm doing. Yeah. There's nothing that can really replace our live classes, so I hope this is useful for you. Now I've been asked, even though I'm trying to keep the video short, people have been interested in still doing some relaxation, so let's do that now. And I will do a whole video on relaxation and yoga nidra, so keep an eye out for that You can subscribe to the Gigi Neofeed2 YouTube channel and turn on alerts, and then you'll know when I've got something new coming up, or just check often. Alright, let's begin. Make sure you won't have any interruptions for a few minutes, and you can stay longer after I finish the relaxation and relax even longer if that's what you need. So I'll teach you how to relax. So we begin either by sitting comfortably or lying comfortably. It's important to be warm. I'm going to put on my colourful socks and make sure I'm warm. And set the intention of wanting to relax. So the mind is an important part of this whole process. I've decided I'm going to relax for a few minutes, knowing it's good for my immune system, it's good for my health generally, and it's good for my happiness to be more relaxed. So we begin by being still, and then breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. There's little receptors at the top of the nose that tell the brain that you're breathing through your nose, and usually we breathe through our nose, in and out through our nose when we're more relaxed, and the brain will start to release relaxing chemicals. Even more so if we breathe into the belly. In through the nose, the belly rises. Out through the nose, the belly falls. Imagine you have a little balloon inside your belly, and as you breathe in, the belly rises, and as you breathe out, the belly falls. See if you can not move any other part of your body apart from the tummy going up a little when you breathe in, and down a little when you breathe out. And even if there's a fly in the room, not moving at all, not to have an itch. So being still and breathing into the belly starts the relaxation process. But we can improve on that. We'll introduce some variations to the breath. In through the nose, the belly rises, a comfortable pause, and a very long breath out. A natural, comfortable in-breath, don't force it. A comfortable pause before you make a lovely long out-breath. Make it like a game. I wonder how long I can make this out-breath, because that's the breath of surrender and release, and that's the breath of relaxation, the long out-breath. And as you become comfortable with that, you can introduce a pause again before you breathe in, so that we inhale comfortably, a nice pause, a very long breath out, and perhaps you can have a nice long pause before you breathe in again. And the ancient yogis documented that the slower you breathe, the longer you live. And they must have known even then that being relaxed is beneficial for health. And the breath, I always check my breath. If I'm breathing fast, I know that's not good. Slowing it down. It's okay if you're breathing fast, if you're running, and then you slow it down again. But you shouldn't be breathing fast if you're just relaxing and walking around. Slow it down. And what can happen as you're noticing your breathing, that you'll start thinking about other things. And because we set the intention of being relaxed and watching the breath, those other thoughts should not have any power over us. So as we become more focused and used to choosing our own intentions and thoughts, interrupting thoughts can be ignored. And I'm going to do a whole video on that as well. So I'm going to leave you there now, breathing. It'd be good if you could stay longer. And whenever you're ready, just take your time and come up. So I'll say namaste and enjoy the rest of the day. And I'll be making another video for you soon.